Here is the challenge with making money in a conventional way. And when I mean a conventional way, I mean on a salary basis. If you are an employee of any kind, you will be able to relate to this. First of all, you can't write off anything, okay? If you're an employee, you're working a 9-to-5 job, doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're, working on construction or whether you are working, in an office setting, whatever it happens to be, you can't write off stuff. You can't write off clothes. You can't write off parking, food, any kind of expense, car expenses, whatever it happens to be. You can't write that shit off. All right. And then on top of that, you have to pay taxes out the wazoo because you live in Canada. And so half of everything you make is going to be fucking gone right off the bat. Not to mention you're going to pay high tax on everything else that you buy. So you're going to be actually taking home less than 50% of whatever it is that you're making. And that's just not enough to live, especially with the cost of living in this country, right? It's just not. Businesses are different in the sense that you can write off a lot of stuff within reason, right? You can write off business use of vehicle, you can write off parking, you can, so it reduces your taxable income significantly, right? Now, if you're able to have your own online business where there is also zero overhead, but you can still write stuff off, then that's amazing, right? So this is the difference between people who are the haves and the people who are the have-nots, okay? The people who are the haves are typically the business owners, right? If you're talking about self-made millionaires and people who are making a lot of money, it's the people who are doing it through business, right? You're not going to make a lot of money ever in a 9-to-5 kind of job. Now, a lot of people don't like being a business owner because there's a lot of responsibility, a lot of decisions, you're accountable just to yourself and so on and so forth. But what if I were to say that you could have your 9-to-5, you could continue being an employee, doing whatever you want to do, but you could also have a part-time business where you're your own CEO, you have no overhead, and you can write off all sorts of stuff, and you can bring in 100% profit. Sounds pretty good. Well, that's exactly the situation that I found myself in when I started my own digital marketing company. And to the point where if you want to quit your 9-to-5 eventually, once you build up your business, because you can do it in your part-time, it only takes a couple hours a day, and it doesn't have to be all at once. So you could build up your business and scale it to a point where you don't need your 9-to-5 anymore. Like, so many people have done that. If this is something that interests you and you want to learn more about it, reach out to me in the comments and just type ready.